This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Well, Dunkuweri, it has been fantastic. These NBL superstars have been getting the job done for us. A little bit of suspect defence, but these guys have been flying high. They've been skying, they've been throwing down dunks left, right and centre because we've raised more than $75,000 for the Australian Prostate Cancer Research. Unbelievable stuff. Excellent by everyone at the NBL, all the players and Sportsbet. But we need more. There's still a few days to go. So NBL players, if you're watching, get up, throw that thing down and get it done for Dunkuweri. Enjoy the dunks and enjoy Dunkuweri.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
He's not playing. You're going to tell me Adelaide ain't going to take this game by the horns?
Adelaide have led for the vast majority of it by 18 points with 6.5 to play.
And this game is blown completely wide open.
The Taipans are making a move here. Back to within 11. McCall bustles his way in. And the Taipans are back to within 6. Picked up by Ben. Hogue is overdue. And the Taipans are back to within 2. Shannon Scott's beaten them. And he's the man right now to tie the ball game away with 90 seconds to play. Gets to the rack. Puts Grace in front for the first time since the opening minute of the third quarter. Unbelievable. They've come from 18 down in the last quarter and prevailed over Adelaide 86-83.
What a turning point the last time they met for the fortunes of these two sides. Since then, Cairns have won 7 of their next 9 games and look to cement a spot in the top 2. The Adelaide 36ers, well, they've lost 6 of their last 7 and the destiny is no longer in their hands if they want to play finals in this Hungry Jack's NBL23. Hello and welcome to the Cairns Convention Centre on this Monday night. Looking forward to this one as always. Joining me, Liam Santamaria and South East Melbourne Phoenix star Ryan Brockhoff. Good evening, gentlemen. And gee whiz, we're trying to work out the ramifications of the ladder and it's given us all a headache.
Yeah, it is starting to hurt, trying to work out how it all is going to play out. Look how tight it is. We see it every game. It's just so tight. And for the 36ers, well, they're on the outside looking in. It's a big mountain to climb, but mathematically still alive. And look, it's going to take some big results, but it starts with a win tonight, if possible. And so any win tonight keeps them alive, and they can go from there.
Yeah, and Cairns, this game's so important for them. Top 2, missing out on all those playing games, which, you know, are up in the air. One bad game and you're out. So to finish top 2 is so important, and this game is the beginning of that.
Yeah, pretty simple for the Cairns Taipans. Win both their games, they are guaranteed second spot, and it starts tonight. But they are going to have to do it the hard way as we welcome in Jenna O'Hay courtside because they are the walking wounded. Jenna, and you caught up with Coach Adam Forward pre-game. What did he have to say about his team?
He had lots to say about his team tonight. As you said, they're the walking wounded, but no matter what, they are gunning for that top 2 spot because they need a break. They need those 2 weeks off to recover from a few of those injuries. Starting off with Keanu Pinder, we just saw him. He has that the sunglasses on. It's a bad injury. He is got an eye specialist appointment tomorrow where they'll know the full extent of what that is. We saw Taj McCall have that heavy fall on Saturday night. He will suit up. He can't do more damage, but it's all about how much pain he can put up with. We saw him tough it out and be effective. Watching him warm up, though, he is looking ginger, so we'll keep an eye on him. Shannon Scott has a pinky finger tape. We saw Sam Wardenberg go over on that ankle, but he's good to go. And finally, DJ Hogue has a sore back that 40 said is from carrying the load offensively for way too many games in a row. So let's see if some walking wounded can help him on the offensive end.
Yeah, he might have to do it again tonight, Jenna. Thank you for that because, Liam, they don't get time to rest. This is now their 3rd game in 6 days. We know how important this is. They're just going to have to tough it out.
Yeah, it's been a really, really hectic schedule for them. And, geez, they're so banged up. And, of course, missing Keanu Pinder, but all those other guys. But they're just going to have to tough it out, and a big opportunity to win this one tonight.
And we know it's been a tough season for the Adelaide 36ers, particularly since that round 13 loss to Cairns. But one shining light has been this man, Antonius Cleveland. Ryan, he's the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. And once again, he's nominated the top 3. The nominations came out this morning.
Yeah, pretty hard to argue with those 3. And you're looking around and Paul Qualls not in there as well. Tajir, obviously, a couple of Sydney players. Like, it's such a tough award to win. But Cleveland, he does it at both ends. He's able to block shots, he gets out in the lanes, he gets steals, he goes as the best player and has an impact, and his athleticism just sets him apart at that position.
He's going to be big tonight, of course. They're going to need to bring it defensively to shut down this dangerous Taipans offensive unit. And I'm fascinated to see how CJ Bruton uses him. No doubt he'll play some big minutes on DJ Hogue over the course of the night.
Well, Ryan, you did say it was hard to argue with that top three, and it's fair to say it is hard to argue, but the Sydney Kings, they did try their best, Liam, because they feel they've been snubbed.
Yeah, they found a way to argue on social media today. No, they certainly do. They felt like Justin Simon should have been a top 3 vote getter for Defensive Player of the Year, but that's not how it played out. The coaches and the captains, they cast their votes, and those 3 guys got the most.
You could easily make a case for Tajir McCall as well. He's been excellent. We take a look at the champion starting 5, starting with his Cairns Taipans.
Yeah, fairly settled. Obviously a big, important game for them. Need to get off to a good start. So hopefully they can spread the load and take some of it off DJ Hogue.
And for the Adelaide 36ers, their champion starting lineup, well, we're familiar with how that looks. Mitch McCarron needs to step up a little bit. Single-digit scoring in 5 of his past 6. Dimes down a little bit also. And Antonius Cleveland, we mentioned him. He fouled out in just 13 minutes in their last game.
Well, let's get this one underway. Cairns at home. Had a win on Saturday night against the Brisbane Bullets. Broke that 2-game losing streak. And as we said, if they win both their remaining 2 games, they will finish in 2nd spot. They have Perth on Friday, but they've got to get the job done tonight. Bull Quoll started so hot on Saturday night. 12 points in that opening term. Here is McCall. Lets it fly. We'll see how he moves.
If that one went in, he'd be moving much better, trust me.
Mitch McCarron will need to lead from the front. Here's Cleveland. They go into Soto, and he starts well.
Playing well. Played really well in that last game. They went down, but he had 15 and 7 in that loss to Melbourne, and just rounding into some good form to finish off the season.
And this man's been in good form most of the year, DJ Hogue. Just leaves that one a bit short. He had the 23 points on Saturday night, along with Bull Quoll and Tajir McCall, and Cleveland gets his way to the basket. Here's Quoll. Scott, who was quiet for 3 quarters the other night, was able to get going late. Bit of a rusty start here for Cairns.
Yeah, left a few jumpers short. You wonder if those quick turnarounds between games are starting to affect the legs and may take a little bit while to get going.
On the flip side for Adelaide, it's been 9 days or so since they played that game, as McCall able to get to the free throw line. Played G-League with Robert Franks. Lakeland Magic won a championship, but here's the hot start on the Amy replay for the 36ers. Soto, Cleveland, and then the fadeaway for Cleveland. He's feeling good here in the early minutes.
Coming off a 9-day break, played last Saturday night against Melbourne United, and that loss to 36ers. Tajir McCall, as we said, played with that hip injury, still had the 23 points and just did what his team needed to get them over the line. Adelaide have lost their last 5. Said 6 of 7.
Did Cleveland just roll his ankle? He's looking a little gingerly. He's not moving too well. That'd be a huge loss for them this early in the game.
Go down to Soto. Here's Detch. Gets the bounce. Fast start.
Cleveland's another guy you expect will play through injury. He's looking a little ginger. You're right, he's bending down, retying his shoelace right now. But just like Tajir McCall, you expect him to soldier on.
Yeah, just a little. If it's just a little roll, it'll be tighten those shoes up and keep going.
Had another terrific season on the offensive end. We know about the defensive end, but the 14.5 points, over 5 rebounds a game. Been a constant all season for the 36ers. Here's Hogue. So you have to make a field goal from their first 5 attempts, the Snakes. And Franks was able to take position on Quoll, draw the foul.
Well, dodged a couple of bullets, Adelaide, defensively, because you got to guard the 3-point line against the Taipans. You know, we know that they're not super high in the rankings for for their accuracy, but man, they can catch fire from out there. And some early good looks for DJ Hogan, Shannon Scott gone begging.
Here's Hogue looking to push the tempo. Flipped him the call. It's under the basket, but gets the offensive rebound. Good hustle from the 36ers. Cleveland. Already got the 4 points, and they'll work through their set. They want to get to Soto. Franks works his way inside. Nice move. And Adam Ford doesn't like what he's seen early. He's going to call a timeout.
Well, they're going to work on the interior. Adelaide, they posted Cleveland. He got right to the rim, and then they've gone to Soto inside. There's Robert Franks being aggressive as he strides past Tajir McCall. So the defense just hasn't quite been there in the early going here for Cairns.
So we spoke earlier about all the nominations for the awards coming out this morning. The Lindsay Gaze Coach of the Year nominees, and really, Liam, no surprise, these are the three best teams and the three best coaches.
Absolutely. These three needed to be the top three vote getters. I'm hoping it ends up being a really close vote amongst these three because they're all deserving. For me, I'd probably land on Adam Ford in the end, just to maybe a nose ahead of Modi Mayor. All three have done a terrific job, but Mayor and Ford in particular, Rowdy, from 9th and 10th last season, those two squads have been sensational.
Yeah, it's very impressive, the turnaround from last season. And as you said, all three deserving, but you'd love to see those turnaround stories, you know, the rebuilding of teams, and both have done a fantastic job.
Yeah, the Cairns Taipans, 9 wins last season, up to the 17 already with a couple of games to go. And it is interesting because you are the co-captain of the South East Melbourne, so you did vote on the nominees for each team, didn't you? The
hot seat, yes.
Well, just explain, because there was some confusion about who voted, because we know there was some media that made a short list, but it was really the captain and coaches that voted on the top three for each of the awards.
Yeah, so I believe the media whittled down the list to a handful of names for each award, and players and captains then voted on that list. And look, it's a tough list. There's so many great players this season. There's been a lot of highs all around, new faces stepping up. So it's a hard one to pick, all of them.
Which award did you find the trickiest to narrow down to your selections?
Defensive Player of the Year. I think that was very difficult, and that's probably the toughest. I think you can make cases for 3 or 4 other guys who aren't in the finalists that defensively are dogs.
Soto draws the foul there, gets to the free throw line. When you talk about Defensive Player of the Year, do you think it's time in the NBL to bring in an all-defensive team into the awards process?
I think it'd be well-deserving this season. Yeah, maybe something the NBL looks into going forward, and it's a tough one. More awards. I think it's good for the league. And there's a lot of guys that missed out that teams and clubs aren't too happy about.
Maybe add a little silverware to the Brokoff household at some point.
Defensive Player of the Year. All right, it's on.
Couldn't nominate yourself?
I wasn't on the list somehow. They've left me off.
What are your thoughts, Liam? Should we have an all-defensive team?
Yeah, I'd like to see it. It's a tough defensive league, man. These coaches scout the hell out of their opponents, and they prioritise defensive players as Bulk Walsh strides all the way to the cup. Much-needed bucket for the Taipans. So many good defensive players, and I think it'd be good to see.
Again, they go to Soto. They're attacking him down low, and he's attacking the Cairns defence, and he draws the foul. And he'll get to the free throw line. Aggressive start from Kai Soto and the Adelaide 36ers. Courtside, Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I'm just really interested to ask, Ryan, if you, when voting for Defensive Player of the Year, it's people who defend you, or are you looking across the floor?
Across the floor. You see whether you're playing against them or who they're guarding. Obviously, Creaky gets a tough matchup each week, and so do our guards. And you just see the pressure that's put on, how they make it difficult, what they try and take away, their overall impact on the defensive end. And I don't look at it as a statistical category. Blocks and steals, not so much. It's the effect. It's the tip balls. It's forcing them into difficult shots, lowering field goal percentage, that sort of thing that's going to help Cairns get going. That I look for as well. Everyone's different, but mine's more of the impact that they have and the ability to help the team on the defensive end.
It's good substitution from Adam Ford. He knew his team needed a bit of energy. We've seen Ben Eyre do that a number of times this season. It's a much-needed 3 for the Snakes. Cleveland. Detch thought about it, gave it up, goes back to Cleveland. Just couldn't quite get that to fall. Here's Hogue again, left wide open, and eventually, as you said, Liam, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can't just keep giving the Taipans 3-point looks. They're just ready and willing and able to fire at any moment. And bang, bang, Ben Eyre, DJ Hogue, and it's a 2-possession game.
You love the confidence they play with. You know, haven't been shooting the ball well, being forced into jump shots, but they continue to take the shots that they believe are good shots for them and shoot them confidently, and eventually they go on big runs because of it.
McCarron, he's one that's been struggling from the field in recent weeks. Here's Hogue again, found himself wide open in transition and helps himself to an easy 2. And now CJ Bruton doesn't like what he sees, calls a timeout.
Well, how the tables have turned. Adam Ford with the momentum stopping timeout, gets a response, swings a couple of changes with the lineup, and they get a couple of stops, a couple of buckets, a kick out here in transition. And
a little cherry pick in there. He was out of screen early.
Now CJ Bruton wants to have a bit of a chat about it.
Well, we saw Keanu Pinder, who we know is out of this game, an orbital fracture, so fracture in the eye. We're not sure just yet how long he's going to miss, but what is fascinating, Liam and Ryan, is when we take a look at the numbers, when he plays and when he doesn't. And this might surprise a few, but they're just over a 50-50 team when he does play, and they are undefeated when he doesn't. Now, it's a big call to say they're better without him, but why are they so different when he doesn't play?
Oh, look, I think this is just a really good team, and they've done a great job of covering him. Let's not forget, this team was near the top of the table before he got hurt. And he had been, he was an MVP candidate, he was one of the best players in the league. And he was a big reason why they were up there. And a lot of those losses, you know, some of those losses with him have been since they've tried to bring him back in the mix. They lost 2 just then. So make no mistake, the numbers suggest he's not valuable to this team, but he really is. They've just done a great job of covering him over the course of the season.
Yeah, I think exactly. Other guys have been stepping up. The way that they play, they've got ultimate confidence in the way they play and the style they play, getting up and down the floor. It gets everyone involved. And look, those stats surprise me, but you bring up some good points about, you know, the rhythm of him trying to come back from these injuries, and just some tough games that they've had during that time.
Fingers crossed that everybody, particularly the Cairns Taipans, that he can come back and play in these finals, because they are a real threat. And they've been able to work themselves back into this contest after a slow start. Daniel Johnson checks into the ball game. Cleveland finds Franks. Gets it away just in time. Gets it to fall. Robert Franks. I'll tell you what, despite losing their last 5, he's been very good himself, averaging over 22 points a game, 7.5 boards at 60%. He continues to play ball. There's Hogue. Continues to put the ball in the hoop. 7 points for him already. Yeah,
that back's just getting sorer and sorer as we continue. But both teams, especially Adelaide, looking to go inside and attack inside early.
Love it. I love the approach that CJ Bruton and the squad's taken to this game. No Keanu Pinder. All right, well, let's test him out on the interior. Look after the ball. As Ben Eyre gets himself to the free throw line. They're second best in the league in forcing turnovers, the Taipans. And we know they've done that to Adelaide in their matchups previously. Put the pressure on and forced them into turnovers. So if you look after the ball, get to the backside of it, and then pound it inside. And they've been doing it right from the opening tip, tipping the scoreboard over and putting a whole bunch of pressure on that Taipans D.
Ben Eyre, an 83% shooting from the free throw line, gets the first to fall. He's got 5 points off the bench in this first quarter.
And keep going inside. They're putting pressure, especially if they're drawing fouls. Obviously, without Pinder, they're a little bit lighter up front. So you're able to get into some of the bench players, force them into bigger minutes than they've played previously. It sets them up for a good night.
Clark finds Johnson again with the mismatch on McCall. It's been a good plan by the 36ers early. Hogue, the trailer, leaves that short. He's Deng wide open and way off the mark. Franks wants to back down McCall. Good cut from Cleveland. Good finish.
Fantastic
Too easy.
cut. Fantastic cut. That's a professional cut, that one. You wait for the defense to pay attention to the ball. We cut right in front, and with his athleticism, no one's going to stop him next to the hoop.
Back out to a 7-point lead. By as much as 10 early. Here's Qual going to work. Aggressive.
Good take. He's in a confident frame of mind, Bull Qual, isn't he? He mentioned the 23 points, the season high he put up the other night against Brisbane. And there's a pep in his step here in this first quarter.
It's against Brisbane that he just seems to have all these big nights. I feel like he just gets the extra confidence playing against Brisbane.
I know who that squad is for you. Illawarra. Tell me I'm wrong.
Could be Perth too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Franks comes for a spell. 5 points. A couple of assists already. So good start to this one. We know Cairns will finish either second or third. We know there's such a big difference in those two spots. Good hustle from Scott and Wardenberg, and then they want the foul. No call. Shannon Scott can't believe it.
It was good hands from Scott originally, and it was that right there that Adam Ford wanted whistled.
Could have been contact there, and maybe he tripped over his own teammate. That's what the referees thought. There's Bull Qual with a full court defence. Another one that could have been a nominee. Ryan, he's a good defender.
Absolutely, and relentless. Absolutely relentless. And fouling doesn't affect him. You know, some guys get a couple of fouls and they kind of step back a little bit. He will keep playing the same way, putting that full court pressure on. And if he gets fouled out, he gets fouled out.
On this occasion, fouls have affected him because Adam Ford's yanked him out. He's picked up 2 early ones here.
Well, you can't control the coach.
No.
Antonio comes in. Scott again with the active hands. Gets the strip. Now they look at press in transition. Good ball movement. Nice unselfish play from the Snakes. And Hogue's got 9.
Beautiful. To Jim McCall, he knows where his bread's buttered. Cuts towards the hoop without the ball. And a little touch pass to Hogue. And there, the deflection. They're out in transition.
Hogue again. Net at the rim by Harris, but still too good.
Great wall up. That's a tough finish.
Well, Adam Ford joked to Jenner Hay that DJ Hogue had the sore back carrying the offense. He's done it again in this first term. 11 points. 5 of 8 shooting. They get it back within 1. Another turnover from the 36ers.
This is Taipans basketball. Got all the momentum. And why not? This will go in.
And Antonio lets it fly. And he gets the Taipans fans off their seats.
Well, he's a microwave. Antonio, quick 6, they call it, as he come in off the bench, go bang, bang from long range, and then he comes back out of the game.
And his releases are so quick as well. Didn't have much space there, but is able to get it off, and good shot for him. But that's Cairns basketball. Force turnovers, shoot threes. Might seem quick in the clock as Drumick drains a 3. He's been playing well as well. But this is how Cairns like to play. Out in transition, getting good shots for them.
I think they just lost track of the time there, the Cairns Taipans.
Hogue didn't want the shot. He didn't want the missed shot.
Entertaining first quarter of basketball. Both teams are still alive in the finals. We know Cairns are. Adelaide still a sniff. And at quarter time, they lead the Taipans by 1 point. Well, after a slow start, the Cairns Taipans got moving. Adelaide jumped out to a 10-point lead. The Cairns, through DJ Hogue, were able to get back into the contest, took the lead, but a late three from Anthony Drimmick sees the 36ers lead this one. Quarter time, good first quarter.
Yeah, fun first quarter. It was a 9-zip scoring run as the Cairns Taipans flipped the proverbial switch and got themselves back in this one. But the Adelaide 36ers, man, 10 of 14, 71% from the field in that opening turn.
Let's hope they can keep it going. Oh, this man, Cleveland, who tried to throw it down, and then, a little alley-oop reverse to Soto.
Highlight plays, Dunkueri in full effect.
Well, it's last chance saloon, isn't it, for Dunkueri?
It is indeed.
Soto coming to the party.
I think we need 14 dunks in this game to get up to $100,000 raised.
All right, well, there you go. There's one.
The other end, Wardenberg attacks Soto, draws the foul.
Here's the Amy replay. The strong take from Cleveland. Good contest. And they're making a focus of it. They say, you know what, Soto, DJ, Franks, we've got height advantage around the rim. So they're throwing it up, and the big fellas are finishing those plays.
How nice to be able to just do that, just stand on the ring, backwards, and just throw it up there, and I'll dunk it.
Sam Wardenberg, we'll have a feature on him at halftime in the running for the new award, the Next Generation Award, Best Young Player, 25 and under.
It's been great, Sam Wardenberg. What a great pickup. Number of teams or across the league wanted him over the off-season, coming out of the University of Miami, but the Taipans were able to get that signature, and he's been really... We talk about how they've covered for Keanu Pinder, man. The job he's done as Johnson knocks down that triple. When Pinder was on the sidelines in particular, in the middle, it's been huge.
Antonio already nailed one in that first quarter, can't get that to go. Johnson at the other end, quick spark, 7 points for him, 3 of 4 shooting off the bench. Here's Ian Clark. Here's one that has been struggling in recent games. Gets that one to fall, that'll be good for his confidence. You heard the coach say, take it, attack the basket. That's what he did. Draws another foul on Soto.
Well, he's given him problems with his ability to face up and attack off the bounce. Wardenberg just forces the issue, goes into the body of the shot blocker right there to create space. Meanwhile, down the other end, the Taipans, well, their D just hasn't been at the level. Ranked first in the league in defensive efficiency, the Taipans. The Kings right there with them. That's been really, we marvel at their offense and how quickly they can put points on the board, but their success this year has been built off their disruptive D, but it just hasn't been on point here in the first 11.5 minutes.
Woodberg gets both to fall. Coming off just the 5 points the other night against Brisbane, but an equal career-high 10 boards. He's been active early in the second quarter. Here he's trying to guard McCarron. He works his way inside. They've got numbers all around Soto, so it leaves Clark wide open. And then Johnson. Good heads-up play. And they leave Wardenberg wide open. And I would have thought the scouting report, Ryan, would say you can't do that to Sam Wardenberg.
How's the confidence? Just a 5-man, I'll bring the ball up. Let's run a mid-pick and roll as the ball handler, and I'll just shoot the three straight away.
Again, they go down low. Johnson gets the foul. McCall doesn't think he made any contact. Take a look at the Amy replay. Just walks down, he left wide open, and thank you very much.
That's a shooting drill, that one. That's before the game, just getting warmed up, jog up the court. And again, Adelaide tacking inside.
Well, they were certainly signalling to Adam Ford for a potential coach's challenge there to Jim McCall and Jonah Antonio.
Does Coach Adam Ford have the confidence in the youngster? I'm not sure whether they are going to challenge it, so he does.
At first glance, and we got a little second glance there as well, I don't think they're going to win this because just a little contact on the back of Daniel Johnson's head. from Antonio as he comes over the top. Let's have a close look at it here. Now, you can't see it on that angle quite as well. Looks like a fresh air shot, but more so here. Just a little clip.
Slight little clip. From a tactical point of view, Ryan, with these coaches' challenges, does a coach think about maybe just saving it up their sleeve just in case they need it late, or do you confident?
Challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor will stand. We're shooting 2 shots.
Well, hindsight now, you definitely didn't want to challenge that one, and Antonio's lost his privileges for a week or two. I mean, coaches, and 40's been one that really trusts the players. If they've told him that they think it's clean, you'll trust them, and yeah, it's one that Jonah will hear about tomorrow.
Well, there was just a little clip from the elbow under the head, which no doubt Jonah would have felt, but
I think I just saw DJ just scratch his head like, hey, you got me. You gave me a little one.
And we know he's a very good free throw shooter. Daniel Johnson's given him a real spark off the bench. This will be 10 points for him already.
Oh, he really has. And he's benefited from the game plan. You know, they haven't gone to him enough over the course of this season, to be honest. And he's getting those touches here in this first half.
What have you made of his season, Liam? Because it's his lowest points per game and minutes per game since 2014, 2015. It's just been a bit of the way they've structured up this season, a bit to do with results. What have you made of DJ's year?
Where is it?
Shannon Scott knocks down the 3.
Another bucket there from the Taipans. Well, look, Father Time's undefeated. So the big fella's approaching 35. He's going to turn this off-season. So it makes a bit of sense that he's going to start to slow down. But I tell you, hasn't he been just a legend of the game here in Australia over the journey? An absolute scoring machine. Not to take anything away from Sean Redditch, of course. But, yeah, slowed down. As I said, I don't think they've gone to him enough during his minutes on the floor. He can still put points on the board.
Here's Antonio again, left wide open. Just a bit long on that one. It's now 5 of 15 from long range in this first half. For the Snakes, Cleveland left open, and he'll make you pay. 9 points now for Antonius Cleveland. 4 of 6 from the field. He really set the tone early in this one. They lead by 6 points. Antonio again going to keep firing away. Again, just continuing to be a little bit long on those 3-point attempts.
But Adelaide back inside. You know, Cairns are trying to pick up the pace, get out in transition. Adelaide keep going back into the paint, slowing it down, grinding 2s, and trying to keep the easiest way to keep them out in transition. Make him take it out of the net.
Yeah, and they're going inside, but they've shown a willingness to kick it back out as well. So they're taking really good 3-point attempts, 4 of 6 from long range as a result.
So the backdoor cut from Bull Qual on the same page as McCall. Clark frustrated giving away that foul. He's second. As we said, Ian Clark, he missed the game against Melbourne last time they played. These 3 games previously, just 4 of 24 from the field. There's an offensive foul's been called.
Offensive push-off.
Zach Qual's 3rd. It's a costly one.
So here it is. Geez, not much in that as all. Cleveland sold it, but hey, look, on that angle, it probably had to be called. But it's an interesting one for Adam Ford. He calls out to Bull Qual, lets him know he's on 3, and he's going to leave him out there.
Aaron looking to get the Franks. Defense from Hogue. Dench now. McCarron doesn't make too many threes. Had to get that one away quickly. Good defense from the Taipans. They still trail by 8 points here as Qual gets to work, gets the mid-range and draws the foul.
That's why. That's why you leave him out there. And Keanu Pender loves it.
You got a pair of sunnies like that, don't you, Liam?
I've got a pair of sunnies. I don't quite make them look as good as that, but that was beautiful in its own right there. The crossover pull-up from Bull Quoll, and
Keanu
wasn't
in the back.
three, but it might be three the old-fashioned way.
That's right. He knew what he was doing.
As we said, coming off the back of 23-point game Saturday night, full of confidence. That one bounces out and it'll fall back to Quoll.
That's a no-no. Free throw line box out, you've got to come up with those ones. This is what sort of Cairns have made a name of, just finding ways to get extra possessions and extra buckets and keeping the momentum in their game.
Nice move down low from Wardenberg. He's got 8 points. And here they come again. The Taipans kicks it out. Good ball movement. Hogue, feet set. 1 of 4 now for DJ Hogue from long range.
There's a dunk.
Net at the basket by DJ Hogue, who does love blocking a shot himself, but draws the foul.
Great contest. That's you know, all the changes to the rules about the no charge zone and the like, it's all designed around creating situations like that, what they call the aerial contest, the athletic contest, sorry. You want players with the confidence to know they can attack the rim, and you want defensive players to go in there with the confidence to say, if I can wall up and I can get up in the air, I have a chance to make a play right here. In the end there, Cleveland goes to the free throw line.
DJ comes to the bench. 11 points to his name, 4 of 6 shooting. Cleveland leading all scorers, 12 points for him. So almost up to his season average already. Still 4.5 minutes left in this first half. As this time, Taipans go down low. Nicole. And Cleveland, full head of steam. Now to Detch. Way off. And then commits the foul.
Jeez, he's wars. DJ Hogue, the hospital pass there from McCall, and then bang. Sunday, Detch just cleans him up.
Could have been worse. Already saw the accidental elbow to the eye of Keanu Pinder. Like DJ looks to be okay, DJ Hogue.
He's avoided the whistle in the last minute and a half here, Bull Quoll, but fascinated to see if he can get through this second quarter without picking up a fourth. 40's letting it ride with him out there. I remember a game earlier in the year against Melbourne United, John Cain Arena. He fouled out in like 11 minutes of course. I just couldn't take a trick. He plays a real physical style of defense, and right now he needs to get that done without fouling.
Cairns get it back to 5. Another wild miss, this time from Antonis Cleveland. Of course, the Taipans 8-5 at home this season. In fact, their last 7 wins at home have all been by single figures. So they keep it interesting for their fans. And they've got a tight one here. Adelaide are up for the fight. Quoll works his way inside, splits the defence, and then missed the bunny. Wry smile.
Well, Adam Ford was very excited on the sidelines with that DJ Hogue Denga Kuth matchup that he had on the perimeter. Hogue eventually decided to give it up. Quoll got right to the cup, just couldn't finish.
Adelaide have done well this second term. Cairns led by 1 at quarter time. Good bit of defence from Drimic. Couldn't kick the ball in.
Jeez, he attacked that loose ball like it was a paper straw there. Anthony Drimic.
Yeah, Yeah, that tweet. It's making news.
He's not a fan.
Making headlines.
Can you explain the tweet? What was the tweet? That created headlines all around the world from Anthony Drimmick.
Well, he's not a fan of just how quickly they disintegrate the paper straws. And
he got picked up.
Plenty of engagement.
Yeah. Scott now from the corner. Franks will push the ball up the floor. Kuth draws the foul.
It's getting a little chippy. A little bit of physical play, a few physical plays in the last few possessions. They realise what's on the line, Cairns. It's top two. Yeah, it's the best position they can finish, and to avoid the playing game is so important. Especially with all the banged up bodies they have, giving them a little bit of rest.
Feels like the Taipans have realised they're in a fight tonight. I think they just might have just come into this game just feeling out what Adelaide were going to bring, and I think they've realised that Adelaide are here for the fight.
Yeah, and
they're going to have to match them.
You spoke about their hectic schedule. We spoke about their banged-up bodies. Well, Adelaide are just the complete opposite, right? They've been waiting 9 days. They're like caged animals coming out to try to attack this game, and they've approached it in a really intelligent way, pounding the ball inside and ticking the scoreboard over here in this first half.
And Adelaide, they know their situation. They can mathematically still make it. If they win all their 3 remaining games and Perth lose their last 2, it'll come down to percentage. So there is still a chance. They've got to get this one done first. Detch again had another good look. And a Kuth again draws a foul.
I think that's Bull. I think that might be his 4th. He was reaching in.
Jeez.
It is 4 fouls.
There's a call by you early.
That's a big blow. You keep your hands out in that situation. You got 3 fouls. Here's the miss. The offensive rebound. And you know what? You just got to let the big fella finish there. Coach has left you out there with 3. He is okay with you letting him go up to finish.
I just don't think that's in him. He has one way of playing. He's not going to give up an easy bucket, which you can respect. Dunk or a layup, make him earn at the free throw line. Yes, it hurts him because it's his 4th, but I don't think he sees the game that way.
If you're Adam Ford, though, and you know that that's just how he plays, it's not in him to let a play like that go, do you leave him out there with 3 in the first half?
I think a game like this where there's so much on the line, sometimes you've got to ride and just have a bit of confidence in players. But most of the time, you'll see coaches take the player out there, play the safe route, and save it for the second half. But
and he's won in a couple of those situations, Adam Ford, over the course of the season, especially with Tajir McCall, letting him play through foul trouble and stayed out there and had a big impact.
He's always shown a lot of faith in his players. Wardenberg with a classy finish. Here they go again on transition. Scott finds air, wide open. They're continuing to shoot the 3 ball, but there's 5 of 20 now.
Adelaide have been let off the hook with some of Kansas missing. That's a deep one out of transition.
Here's a bit of a dagger. Robert Franks, 8 points now at 100%. McCall's going to try his luck.
Well, he doesn't have the pop in his legs tonight to Jim McCall, so he's a little bit more willing and keen to let it fly from long range. Knocks that one down.
Again, they go inside to get outside. Jimmy and McCarron both had good looks. Wardenberg feeling good about himself in this contest.
Oh, missed the bunny at the end.
Did all the hard work. So we'll take a look at Robert Franks in transition from the logo.
Was he just telling his teammate, just go under the rim, this one's going up. It's probably going in.
Well, Lakeland Magic Championship teammates trading blows from long range. Good minutes from Dinga Kuth.
We got 2 guys.
Hasn't seen a lot of tick over the course of the season. Good little punch right there.
No, scoring hasn't been an issue for Adelaide in their losing streak. They've still been scoring 90 points a game. It's just they've been conceding almost 100. Cairns close to get the 4. Clark checks back into the ball game. They go to McCarron. He's got the size on Air, but Air had the active hands. And they get the strip. Just over a minute left in this first half. Good feed from McCall and Wardenberg. Now the leading scorer on the floor, 14 first half points. We'll have a timeout.
Beautiful dime from Tajir McCall. Just the lane opened up there. That McCarron-Johnson pick and roll coverage. And they're not really sure what they were trying to execute in the end. And that's a textbook pick and roll finish there. McCall to Wardenberg.
And as I said earlier, with Keanu out, Wardenberg's really stepped up throughout the season and he's having a great first half. Perfect from the field. A few rebounds in there as well. He's really stepped into the role that Keanu brings. Keanu might have finished that with a dunk for Dunkuary, though.
Yeah, he's playing banged up, Tajir McCall, but just does a little bit of everything. Just the 4 points, only 1 of 6 shooting, but he's got the 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Steal. And they just close the gap to 2 points. They know they need to win, as we said, both these remaining games. They win tonight, they go and play Perth in Perth on Friday night. It'll guarantee them top 2 spot. If they split it and go 1-1, New Zealand Breakers can finish second if they win both their remaining games, and they play Illawarra and Brisbane. So huge ramifications for the Cairns Taipans. This season, with thanks to MG, we're giving away a brand new MG ZS EV electric car valued at just under $45,000. Enter now, nbl.com.au/winmg. Big final minute. Here's McCarron at the score. Drimmick, he nailed one just before quarter time from the exact spot. And then Johnson missed an easy one under a basket. He's frustrated and gave away the foul.
Yeah, he is. Frustration foul, no doubt. Tried a bit of a swirling dervish there.
360 layup. Turning back the clock, DJ.
And he thought he was going to get the whistle there, and he didn't. And then bang, easy call for the official. The push off with the left hand. And a chance for Wardenberg to add to his game-high 14-point tally.
Usually just a 65% convert from the free throw line. 6 of 7 so far tonight.
Johnson and McCarron.
First half points for Sam Wardenberg. All tied up. Good game of basketball to wrap up round 17. Only 6 days left in this home and away season. And we've still got no idea what the finals will look like. And we've got no idea how this one will finish. Clark forced to let it fly. And Cairns will get the final shot of the half. Why not be Wardenberg? When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And you get to finish. And he gives the Taipans the lead at half-time. 19 first half points from the youngster. And he's been the man without Keanu Pinder. He's feeling good.
He sure is. What a first half performance. Next gen, baby. Sam Wardenberg putting his hand up and having a massive impact.
Well, let's get down courtside. Jenna Hay with Tajir McCall.
Yes, down here with Taj McCall. High-scoring first half. This game means a lot to you tonight.
Say that again.
High-scoring first half. This game means a lot to you tonight.
Yeah, hopefully the second half not that high of a scoring. We can play some defense and get some stops.
We saw you take a really heavy fall on Saturday. You'll worry about the pain later as long as you get this win tonight.
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
And what do you need to do to get a win in front of this home crowd tonight?
Defense and rebound, and the rest will take care of itself.
Good luck.
Well, McCall wants defense. We're enjoying the offense. Great first half of basketball here at the Cairns Convention Centre. Plenty to play for both these sides. And at half-time, it's the Cairns Taipans leading by 3 points.
Auckland, New Zealand. Basketball's kind of like something I had since I was really young, probably about 4 or 5 when I started playing it. I had the Breakers Academy there during my high school days. They were huge with Judd Flavel. Going up against guys older than myself and whatnot, that just helped me develop and, kind of take steps forward and, get an opportunity to go to college.
Oh, it's stolen. Wardenberg galloping. Oh, they'll fly.
When I first got to Miami, kind of small kid, coming to this big school, it was just exciting, but a little overwhelming. March Madness is the pinnacle of college basketball. All the media and all that stuff is just next level, really. Playing in the ACC is definitely a pressure environment, going to play in places like Duke and UNC, those away games. The fans there are insane.
Wardenberg 3, bullseye.
The coaching staff that they have there and the guys that they had there when I got in, they just kind of made it a family environment and very welcoming. Miami's kind of like a second home to me now. Nearly 6 years I was there, and yeah, I just love every moment.
Oh, turnaround! Sam Wardenberg!
40 reached out to me pretty early, instantly kind of clicked. I loved his mindset and what he envisioned for this team. That vision, I think everyone here now has bought into it. It's been great so far, Obviously, you're playing against grown men and the physicality is going to be a bit more, but our guys, they're amazing. They support us and support me all the time, telling me when I'm doing something wrong, telling me when I'm doing something right. And yeah, I'm loving it so far, but still got a lot to learn and looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, we've been blessed with some terrific young talent in NBL23, and then more so than that man, Sam Wardenberg. He's put on a show in the first half tonight, but he's been rewarded with a wonderful season, being a nominee for the Next Gen Awards. We spoke about it earlier. They were out this morning and they've changed it, Liam. They've made it, gone from the Rookie of the Year to anyone who's 25 and under can win the Next Generation Award, and had plenty to choose from, but we've settled on these three. How do you think we've gone?
It's interesting. I thought Brady Manick would feature in amongst this. Of course, imports that are under 25 are in that mix as well. But look, all these three guys, great young players within the league who have had terrific seasons, and Wardenberg in particular, man, what an eye for talent Adam Ford has. He picked up Keanu Pinder off the scrap heap. He's an MVP level contributor now, and then Bull Quall as a rookie, Sam Wardenberg as a rookie, and Wardenberg, Rowdy, has been outstanding.
He has. He's been so efficient, and without Keanu Pinder throughout the season, he's really stepped up. He can do it all. Shoot from the outside, get on the rim. He handles the ball for a big fella. He's had a great season and very deserving to be in that top three.
What a ripping first half, too, Joey. 19 points, 100% from the field, and he got himself to the free throw line as well. 7 of 8 from the stripe, highly efficient, and just a really terrific first half from the big fella.
He's put on a show in the first half. We'll take a look at the first half highlights thanks to Hungry Jacks, because as we said, they were slow to get out of the blocks, the Cairns Taipans. This is their third game in 6 days. They were sloppy early. Adelaide got out to a 10-point lead. It was off the back of Antonius Cleveland, but then Cairns were able to work their way back into the contest.
Yep, they were. It was a high-scoring first half, wasn't it? But sharp start from Adelaide, some big hits there from Hogue and McCall in particular, and both teams trading hits from three-point territory in that second quarter. 29-25, the Taipans won that second term, and to be honest, they really just started to get on top in that second quarter. So work to be done for Adelaide after a fast start to wrestle back the momentum when they come out of the sheds.
Yeah, and it was a defensive end, just being able to get some deflections, get steals, get their transition game going. Adelaide shot the ball really well in the first half, but they've got to keep him off the offensive rebound. They've got to keep him out of transition and try and slow him down.
And we'll take a look at the numbers there. Pretty even all round. Taipans prepared to shoot the three-point ball. Started to get going late, but plenty of work to do in this one for both the sides. And, well, we spoke earlier about the awards, and the MVP award has also been a big one, and obviously the main award. The three big contenders, Mitch Creek, Bryce Cotton and Xavier Cooks. Pretty obvious, the three?
Yeah, that's the final three. Pinder probably just on the outside there looking in, but your man Creaky, Rowdy, he's right there in the mix.
Yeah, he's as big a chance as anybody. 3 standouts. Keanu right there, but obviously a bit of injury this season, missing some games. But those 3, yeah, pick one. But obviously Creaky for me, just being able to see him night in, night out, what he brings.
Yeah, man, any one of those 3 would be worthy winners. I've got Cooks just with the nose in front.
Well, we know that Dunkuary ends tonight. We spoke earlier, I think we needed 14 dunks to raise over 100,000. We're up to over 93,000. We've seen a couple tonight, but it's been for a very worthy cause. It's been a great initiative.
My name is Maggie Centenera. I'm a University of Adelaide and Sam Reid Research Fellow, and I work on trying to improve ways of detecting, treating and managing prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed in Australian men. This year alone, 24,000 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer and almost 3,000 of those will die. The Dunkuary campaign is donating $500 for every dunk in January across the NBL to Australian prostate cancer research. These funds will help us find new and better treatments and overcome treatment resistance, which is where we see the most deaths from prostate cancer. If I could say one thing to Australian men, it's please go and get tested, because if we can detect prostate cancer early, we can save your life.
Big second half about to get underway. Cairns Convention Centre, Monday night basketball. Good game too. Taipans lead the 36ers by 3 points. Ryan Brockhoff, Liam Santamaria. Who are you looking for, Ryan, in the second half? One from each team. As Wardenberg continuing on his red-hot form, scores the foul. Just one player from each team that you think needs to step up to get their side over the line.
I think Mitch McCarron, he's had a quiet first half, hasn't hit the scoreboard, only 3 shots, just hasn't been as involved offensively, and he's a bit of a barometer for them. When he plays well, they tend to go well. And on the other side, the other point guard, Shannon Scott, again another quiet first half, but 2 quality players that you expect to have a big influence in the game.
Meanwhile, Bull Qualls coming off the bench, unsurprisingly, to start this second half with those 4 fouls. So Majuk Deng gets the opportunity to come in and start this second half. Adam Ford clearly has told Sam Wardenberg. He didn't need telling, but he's clearly reinforced the message. Kai Soto can't guard you. Catch it out on the perimeter and do whatever you like. If he steps off, knock down the triple. If he comes up and contests, then go right by the big fella.
He's got a career high of 24 points. Sam Wardenberg, round 14 against the Brisbane Bullets. Looks like he'll surpass that. Already up to 21 points.
I think Adelaide need to do a good job of being more in the lanes defensively, presenting more of a crowd for Wardenberg in front of Kai Soto. Ooh, all right. You can see, just right back at him. Yes. We might just highlight those two players, but just provide more of a wall. It's just too easy.
And again, McCall with the feed. The 3 from Soto broke a run of 14 unanswered points. They quickly respond at the other end, the Taipans. This time Wardenberg closed out a bit quicker, so Soto went straight at him, and the two big boys going at it.
Here's the catch and shoot from Soto from long range, and here no help from the big fella. Back pick from Wardenberg, good cut from Hogue, and no help whatsoever from the 36ers. Easy finish at the rim.
Yeah, not even a player with a foot in the paint. Everyone's spaced out. Yes, can shoot the ball, shoot lots of threes. But certain players you can help a little bit more off. You're going to provide some support for your teammates who are putting the pressure up full court.
I think part of that issue there for Soto, he's worried about Wardenberg. Doesn't want to leave him. So not happy to step off, bump the cutter, staying attached, and the Taipans take advantage.
There's the free burgers. The Codes press. Courtesy of Kai Soto. Here's Hogue. Detch all over him. Scott. Brockhoff's looking forward to have a big second half. Just a little handoff to McCall.
It's that movement without the ball from Tajir McCall. He's not one to just sit in the corner and wait for three-point opportunities. Cuts to the basket and finishes with the floater.
Detch. Good defense from Scott. Good offense. And again, too easy on transition. And the drop Deng. It's his first bucket of the night.
It's caught him sleeping. Just, I don't know. Adelaide don't seem switched on coming out at half-time.
It's been a bit of an issue for Adelaide all season. They show glimpses. Struggle to sustain it for 4 quarters. Can they go with Cairns here, who have upped the ante to start this third quarter?
You know how talented they are offensively, Adelaide, but this type of thing right here, just a lack of awareness, a lack of communication and effort in defensive transition results in easy buckets, and then you give a team some momentum, some energy, and then things become tougher for you at the offensive end. So they need to bring that better effort defensively the rest of the way here.
And again, Dent's trying to go at Scott, who was up for the challenge that time. Forced the turnover. As we said, their 3rd game this round for the Taipans. They lost to South East Melbourne on Wednesday night and then came back with a 7-point win against Brisbane Saturday night. Foul called. Pretty easy one. Bit of break dancing. Seems to do whatever the team required, doesn't he, Shannon Scott? When he needs to score, of course, he was huge in that comeback win against Adelaide, the 30 points, and then other times he just goes about his business, and then when they need some scoring, he's always capable of providing it.
Yeah, he's been quiet in their last few games, and as Rowdy said, he was quiet in this first half, but you're right, he's a veteran, smart player. Knows what needs to be done defensively, happy to distribute, 5th in the league in assists. And I think when push comes to shove in the playoffs, he's going to be ready to turn up.
And the 2 young centres going at it again. And an offensive foul called on Soto.
What's your opinion on the arm to the foot to the face? I've got contact to the head.
I didn't see contact to the head, I just saw extension. So if you think it was to the head.
Replay centre, I just want to confirm the contact point here. I have contact to the chin, looking at a potential upgrade if there's contact to the head versus the chest. I'll be white on that.
So we just heard the referees just conferring whether the contact here from Soda, just watch the elbow, whether it was to the actual chin and head and whether they upgrade it. Not sure there was enough contact in that. Ryan, your best to give your take. Is it just trying to be aggressive, getting his position? Or,
yeah, it's hard to tell from... This is probably the best angle. Yeah, it looks like top of his shoulder hits him in the chin, but his first contact is to the upper chest area. I mean, frustrating, obviously. Wardenberg's having a great night and just trying to establish a little physical dominance and just got a little too aggressive.
4th foul for Kai Soto. It was called just a normal foul, but he's got 4. And he's had the 12 points. He's been pretty good offensively, 4 of 5 shooting, so that's why he's frustrated to have to sit down.
Well, now Daniel Johnson has this challenge right here. Reasonable contest there in the end, forced the miss, but yeah, Sam Wardenberg's going to go at Johnson from the perimeter just as much as he was doing with Soto.
The wily veteran uses experience at the other end. Gets it here in the high post. Steps around Wardenberg and lost the handle. Here's Scott, finds Hogue in transition, lets Johnson fly by. And then nails it with that beautiful stroke.
He's so smooth.
Yeah, it's thought the exact same as coming to mind. Just a smooth operator.
Just no rush, all kinds of poise. The Amy replay right here. Just the shot fake. Takes his time, a little bounce, finds the seam, checks the feet. Bottom of the net.
A tick of approval from Keanu Pinder. 18 points now for DJ Hogue. They get out to 9 points. All of a sudden, it's Adelaide have got some thinking to do. We spoke about the importance of this game, particularly for Cairns Taipans, because the difference between 2nd and 3rd, Liam, is huge. 2nd, guaranteed a spot in the semi-finals. 3rd, you need to play a seeding qualifier.
That's right. And if you can make your way through that straight in you'll play against 2nd, but if you can't, you're going to go into that one, the play-in game, the sudden death against the winner of 5 and 6, and then, well, you get a chance to match up with the Sydney Kicks in a 3-game semi-final series, which isn't going to be fun for anybody. So, yeah, it's a massive advantage to finish 1st or 2nd, and of course, after all of that, the championship series, a 5-game series to decide who hoists the trophy. So, with all that considered, you know who's watching this game very closely? The New Zealand Breakers.
Yeah.
They are just sitting there waiting for the Cairns Taipans to slip up in one way, shape or form, and looking for an opportunity to take advantage.
They'll have to keep the foot on the accelerator. The Taipans win both, guaranteed 2nd. If they lose this one or Friday to Perth, and New Zealand win both, they will finish 3rd. And South East Melbourne Phoenix just sitting back watching. Ryan, you can finish as low as 7th or as high as 4th without even playing. That's how wild this final structure is.
It really is. It's so close. And look, as a fan of the NBL, and nice turnover there. Adelaide may gain some momentum. Just how close it is as a fan, seeing all the teams and all the different permeations of how the finals may look. It's exciting. This last round, there's so much on line for so many teams. And it just brings a whole new level of excitement to the league.
Yeah, everyone's watching. And Adelaide, can they close the gap again? McCarron. Feed off the brakes, and then Cleveland. He's been threatening to do that tonight. Goes upstairs, throws it down.
That's grown man business around the rim. Goes up strong, Antonius Cleveland, and he keeps going up.
There's Scott. Now Adelaide on the charge. Cleveland. Franks. Detch. Finally gets one to fall.
Great ball movement on that weak side. You got to stop Antonius Cleveland early. He's too athletic, draws too much attention, and then just a quick 1-2 on the wing, open shot.
Take a look at the replay here, the ball movement and the finish from Cleveland right in front of Jenna Hay courtside.
Yeah, that's a really pleasing out of the timeout, because that timeout was tense. Obviously a difficult start to the half for Adelaide, but that Duncan three-point shot got the bench up and about. In that timeout, Ian Clark had to lift the players up to tell them to keep their heads up for the rest of this game.
Jenna, what was the primary message from CJ Bruton in that tense timeout?
Yeah, to keep the ball moving, and defensive transition is really important. It's been a message that he's said in every timeout that I've been involved in. They just keep giving up open shots, so that continues to be the message from CJ Bruton.
Is there some energy from that Adelaide bench? They're all kind of sitting down there while their team's kind of building a momentum. They up and about?
After that huge dunk by Cleveland, they were definitely up and about, but no, heads are down and energy is not great down this end of the court.
So doing well to hang in here, Adelaide. They trailed by 9 points only about a minute or so ago. Frank's a bit slow to get to his feet. Just the 8 points.
2 shots, guys.
4 rebounds for him tonight, but 5 assists. Antonius Cleveland, the 16 points. Daniel Johnson, 11, and Kai Soto, 12. The scores for Adelaide.
We've been talking off the top there, Joe, about the mathematical chance that exists for Adelaide. It's so unlikely, even if they do win all 3, right? They've got to win all 3. Perth have got to drop both, and it's percentage. Do you think that they're thinking mathematically, hey, we're still in this thing, or are they in kind of play out the season mode?
Well, the way they started, they looked like they were up for the challenge. They were up for the fight as Ben Eyre, again, provides a spark off the bench. But now they've been challenged by Cairns. It's what response can they have when things aren't quite working for them? They're doing pretty well to hang in here. You know what Cairns are capable of doing. They're looking to push the ball again. Hogue.
What do you think, Rowdy? I mean, it's tough because, you know, you got to keep it real as a coach, as coaching staff, and the players know if you're misrepresenting the situation. But would they be looking at it that way, or just say, let's put our best foot forward and see what plays out?
I think it's just best foot forward, see what plays out. There's still a glimmer of hope, and you got to cling to that. It's been a tough season for them. You know, high expectations coming in, and you know, from them, they've probably been disappointed in their own eyes. But you can't let it affect how you approach each game. Each game has to mean something to you. You've got to be up and engaged, whether you're on the bench or on the court. And do your best to try and help the team win. I mean, not only finishing out this season, but going into next season and building the right culture around the club.
Well, Franks and Cleveland are certainly giving their side a chance. Couldn't quite get down and pull the rebound down. Franks now all of a sudden up to 13 points. 4 players in double figures for the 36ers. Again, like the other night, heavy reliance on a couple of scorers for the Cairns Taipans, Wardenberg and Hogue. Nearly 40 points between them. It's Franks tried a little party trick and a little sloppy turnover in the end.
You just lost the handle there, Franks. He's got a powerful left hand in transition. He was trying to fake the pass and then finish over the top and went flying out of bounds.
Both sides have had their momentum swings in this one. McCall with that little push shot. Can't get that to fall. He's now 2 of 8 tonight. Of course, playing with that sore right hip. They had a few injury concerns to come out of their win against Brisbane. Wardenberg doesn't seem affected by the rolled ankle. Hogue at a shoulder. Of course, no Pinder. Qual looking to be aggressive. What a tough finish.
Good shot, finish. No glass required on that one. Just flip it up and watch it go straight in. Great contest defensively, though. Way to stay in front, not give away a foul, but tough finish.
Here's Johnson, dropped the shoulder.
He had a good first half, Daniel Johnson. He's found things a little bit trickier here. This is the finish from Qual. Great touch. in the end. And then, yeah, a little mayo, extra mayo put on that from Wardenberg, but he did drop the shoulder, and it was a pretty easy call for the official.
And it's smart from a young fella. DJ is renowned for that keeper action, getting on the rim and using his body to draw fouls. So keeping his hands out, accentuating some of the contact, but when a player lifts his arm and sort of creates space, that's how they're calling it. So smart by the young fella.
Wardenberg comes to the bench for a spell, so they're going to look to Qual to get some offense going. Can't get the first to fall or the second. Good defense from Franks. They've stepped up here in the third quarter, the 36ers. Lifted their intensity. They're matching the Taipans. And this game is evenly poised. And Clark, just the 2 points, goes to DJ. Backs down on Qual. And then Cleveland just a little bit too aggressive on the offensive glass. And that'll send the Taipans to the stripe. Just his second foul, Antonius Cleveland.
It was a funky shot from Daniel Johnson, wasn't it? Didn't get off the floor. And wasn't able to finish. And then the leadership there from Tajir McCall. He's been a great leader for this squad. Hogue steps up, knocks down the free throw. We talk about the job Adam Ford's done leading this group this year. But to coach a guy like Tajir McCall, to have him in the group, Rowdy, must be so helpful for Adam Ford in leading this group.
Yeah, it just settles the team on the court. Goes to Bull Qual after that. Great job not to foul. How to use your body, smart plays, and for your leaders to go over to those young guys and talk to them and explain things to them. It just helps. It helps in everyone's development and the team chemistry.
Paul and Franks going at it down low. Jimmy couldn't get the ball there. Now Clark's looking. Cleveland's going to have to shoot. Good athleticism, but well defended from Qual, not the foul. Cairns again will look to extend their lead. Hogue will pull it out. Good ball movement. Air wide open in the corner. And that's the team basketball they've played with all season.
Yeah, you see everyone celebrating. Maybe that's what Adelaide's missing. Everyone in Cairns is on the same page. They don't care who scores as long as the team scores. They don't care who gets a stop as long as the team gets a stop. They play a fun brand and they share the ball so well.
And this is where they flip the switch. And just like that, it's out to double figures.
It was a one-point game moments ago. And then a couple of stops in a row and bang, bang, bang from long range. And look at the chemistry. Look how up and about they are. The ball movement, they've got Adelaide in rotations. Kick, 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 bang. From the corner from Ben Air. And then to Jim McCall on the push. Finds Bull Qual striding to the arc. And the Taipans are up by 10.
Yeah, having fun. It's a fun way to play basketball when you play that way. And everyone gets involved. Everyone gets some shots. And they've been winning games. And nothing better than winning games.
The thing is, it's no surprise, is it? They've done it all season long. And that's what's going to stand them in good stead come finals time. They've done it all year. Every time they're challenged, they find a way and they can put points on in a hurry. And just really dent the confidence of their opposition. And now it's back on Adelaide, back on CJ Bruton. This time out, we just gave them some credit. Only a minute ago, they were up for the fight.
Yeah, well, it's been interesting over the course of this game that what the coaches have been getting from their squads out of these kind of momentum-stopping timeouts. And you expect Adelaide come back out with a bit of extra intensity here in this last minute of the third quarter.
Well, they led by 9 early in the quarter, Cairns. Adelaide got it back to within 1, and all of a sudden it's back to 10. And with thanks to Hungry Jack's NBL, you could whop your way to LA, grab any large burger meal at Hungry Jack's and enter your receipt code to win. Prizes include flights, accommodation, spending money, and 4 tickets to a basketball game. Big last minute for the 36ers. Can they stay in touch? Just give themselves a chance. Anything's possible in NBL23, and Drimmick, that'll help.
Just made something out of nothing. There was not much movement on the Adelaide end. They just kind of stood around and sort of set some half screens, but great job by Drink. He's really strong with his right hand and being able to get on the rim.
It's a big minute here for Adelaide ahead of the fourth quarter. And they go down by 10, and Cairns have all the momentum in their home gym. And, you know, that thing can blow right out. You know, a couple more empty possessions for you and buckets for them, and it's almost out of hand at that point going into the final term. So, good execution there. Drimic right to the rim. Now can they finish the quarter strong?
And that's Majok Deng's fourth foul as well. So he and Qual both sitting on 4 fouls. No one else in trouble for the Taipans. Kai Soto sitting with 4 fouls for the 36ers. Hogue, we're looking for McCall. Well done, Drimic. They'll get a 2 for 1 here. The 36ers. Clark couldn't finish, but draws the foul.
Might be goaltending. I think Wardenberg must have hit the backboard as the ball was going up. So 2 points for Adelaide, and a great last possession. Now one more stop, and that's a quick one.
Cole saw the opportunity for a 2 for 1, couldn't finish. Cleveland, he's provided the spark. Clark's been struggling from long range.
Jeez.
Couldn't buy a bucket for 3 weeks and then nails a beauty.
Massive 7-zip run out of the huddle for CJ Bruton's squad.
So big final possession this third quarter. Can Cairns get the momentum? McCall's been struggling. And a great last minute to the quarter for the Adelaide 36ers.
You shoot that one, Liam?
Shoot it.
And they give themselves a chance. Not just this game, but the season is still alive if they can win. Cairns, we know how important it is for them. Big fourth quarter coming right up. An 8-zip run to finish that third term by the Adelaide 36ers gives them a chance at three-quarter time. They trailed by as much as 10. Antonius Cleveland leading the way. And there is a chance to cause an upset here Monday Night Basketball and just throw another spanner in the works in this NBL23. Ryan Brockhoff, Liam Santamaria. Can they get it done, the 36ers?
Oh, I think they can. Yeah. They've shown some spark, definitely. The issue for them is every time they get some momentum going, the Taipans manage to snatch it back. They just lose control of the Taipans for 45 seconds, a minute here or there at the defensive end. But That's a good start. Force the turnover. As you said, 8-zip run to finish that quarter, and they've got some momentum right now, Adelaide.
Sam Wardenberg called for the travel. Had that 19 points at half-time. He's on 21. Just 2 points in that third quarter. Pretty well held. It was a good battle between he and Kai Soto. Cleveland and Franks really got going for the 36ers. Clark was able to make a big three. Can he find some form? Can't get that to fall. And McCall pulls down his 7th rebound. Hogue, step back.
As the ball gets stuck. Someone jump up there. We've got some good athletes on this squad. Jump up and get it.
Would you go get that?
Nah. I said good athletes.
Oh, right.
Hiram Harris into this game. He's played a couple of minutes. Kai Soto on the bench.
We talked about the New Zealand Breakers watching on with bated breath right now, fellas. The thing that makes that interesting is their percentage is so much better than Cairns. So if these two teams do end up tied for win-loss, Franks can't hit there. Foul on Wardenberg underneath, his 2nd personal. They're going to get second spot, the Breakers. So all eyes on what the Taipans can manage to do here in the 4th quarter in that race for top 2.
Of course, as we said, if Adelaide can cause the upset tonight, they'll then go home and take on the Sydney Kings, so they'll need to cause another upset on Friday and then finish with Melbourne United away, and that'll be an upset as well. But they're giving themselves a chance, and they've tied it all up here, 77 apiece. Cairns without their MVP, Keanu Pinder. Got some sore bodies. It's their 3rd game in 6 days. And that's a heavy hit from Anthony Drimmick. On to Tajir McCall.
It's the last thing he needs with all the bumps and his hip and everything in the last few games, but finally starting to see some endeavour from both teams, getting on the floor, getting after those loose balls, showing that the game means something to them, and both teams have a lot to play for.
That's a hard hit.
Is that the bad hip side as well that he's come down on?
It was that right hip that he did hurt the other night.
It's going to be sore tomorrow.
Cairns led by 1 at quarter time. They led by 3 at half time. And led by 2 at 3/4 time. As we said, their last 7 wins at home this season have all been by single figures. Good feed from Hogue. McCall just lost the handle. And again, the ball movement. Scott gets it away in time. He's off the mark again. Shannon Scott, just 1 of 5 from long range for him tonight. And they go to Franks. A bit of a laconic attempt from him. Way off the mark.
He's put up some numbers tonight, Robert Franks. 15 points, 8 boards, 5 assists. He's only taken 7 shots.
Quick timeout, scores level, 77 apiece. Robert Franks, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. So just another pretty efficient game for him.
Yeah, but he needs to get more involved, to be honest, in terms of get some shots up here in this 4th quarter. Now, better looks than that last one, as you said, Rowdy. Laconic, 1 foot fade away.
Dirk was recently just out, so he's looked out to the great man and seen how he's doing it with the 1 foot fades, but
less effective.
Less effective, that one, but him down low, he's tough because he can face up and shoot, but he's so good when he puts his head down and gets on the rim.
Did you take Dirk out?
What?
Did you take Dirk out anyway?
Yeah, we had a bit of lunch, but he paid, which is good of him.
Eight minutes to go in this one. Scores all tied up. Huge ramifications, not just for these two teams, but for almost all the other teams watching on. New Zealand in particular, Perth, Melbourne, southeast Melbourne, and that foul's going to go the way of...
22, orange.
It's going to be called on the call.
You grabbed him. I grabbed him. He hit me in my face. I'll let you grab him first. No, okay.
He makes his point clear there to Jim McCall. Big moment. Yeah, scores tied. Less than 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Kai Soto's got the foul trouble, and Daniel Johnson having a tough time out there in this second half. So CJ Bruton turns to Kyron Galloway for his first minutes of the ball game.
Hiram Harris also into the game. Hasn't played many minutes, but there's a moment. And they regain the lead. Showing some fight here, the 36ers. Cairns at home. McCall again with another good feed. Harris thought he got all ball. McCall will go to the stripe.
Here we go.
It was a good find from McCall, as you said. And, geez, it did look pretty clean.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't delay the game deliberately so you can watch the video.
Do we throw the challenge?
Well, he's got...
It's too late now.
It's too late now. They had it up their sleeve.
Been a tough year for that man on screen, CJ Bruton. He'd love nothing more than a win here against the odds. Break a 5-game losing streak. And it will keep their season alive. It's a big 7 minutes. You know the Taipans will keep coming. They'll be up. Clark, good defense from Wardenberg. Blows by Wardenberg and a good finish.
And a stare down, I think, at the end too. Letting the big fella know that he can't quite keep in front of him. But Adelaide should have the legs here in the fourth quarter. 9 days off in basketball is an eternity between games, and Perth have come off as unproved wrong with a nice 3. Their third game in what is it, 6 days? So we'll see if Adelaide are able to use that fresher legs to advantage.
And again, Ho, good defense. Wardenberg with that 3 equals his career high 24. And now Ho wide open. And all of a sudden, that's what they do.
They're just so dangerous from long range. Keep firing away. That's 35 three-point attempts.
I'll be quiet over here with my analysis after that. But the wrong guy to leave open at that anywhere on the court, but especially out of transition.
But they've just got so many of those guys, though. Sam Wardenberg's the wrong guy. Scott, Bull Quayle, they're all the wrong guy to leave open as Antonius Cleveland quietens the crowd with a response from long range, and it's back to a 1-point game.
Been excellent, Cleveland. He's really set the tone for his side tonight. McCall hands off to Scott. Shot clock down to 5. Settles for the mid-ranger. Adelaide will be happy with that, and they can look to regain the lead. Here's Harris working on Qual. Cleveland, shot clock's going to expire. Just with a fadeaway. Ooh, he just gives a little too small to Shannon Scott.
Jeez, it was nice though, wasn't it? The fadeaway, all class from Cleveland, and Adelaide are now back into the lead.
Did Dirk run a little clinic at Adelaide, did he?
Wardenberg throws it down. That's a career high 26 for him. Timely bucket.
Here's the fadeaway. Just Amy replay checks the clock and lets Adam Ford know that matchup's not going to work. And then beautiful keeper here from Wardenberg. Read the defense beautifully. Cashed in at the cup.
Terrific contest. Cleveland's going to let it fly again. And this time he stares down the crowd. He might carry his side over the line in this one. 24 points now, 10 of 17. 7 boards to go with it. The deflection from Franks unfortunately falls into the wrong hands. And DJ Hogue knocks down his 4th triple. He's got 26.
That's another Taipan taking a heavy fall there from Scott. Here's Antonius Cleveland, man, coming up big at the offensive end. And of course, DJ Hogue, yeah, he's just ready to hit big shots in 4th quarters, game after game. And I tell you, if they hadn't have lost that challenge earlier, they might have thrown it into the mix right here. The Taipans look like a whole bunch of leather involved in that one.
That he's running sideways at him also gets all over the arm.
So there's some sore bodies. Shannon Scott hobbles his way to the bench. They get a few days to rest up before they take on Perth on Friday night. They've got to take care of business here at home. Final home game of the year. 8-5 this season at home, the Taipans. And Adelaide just silenced the crowd momentarily. Here's Wardenberg. Ben Air checks in for Scott. Shot clock down to 4. Hogue, it's going to be a travel. Just left the ground. Good closeout from Franks. Three and a half minutes left. Of course, round 18 tomorrow night. Illawarra, New Zealand, as Frank steps up and gives a little shimmy. Their 2 superstars are getting it done. Franks and Cleveland. And Adam Ford calls a timeout.
A great play call from CJ Bruton. Calls out UCLA. The back pick from Franks. A little overhelp from DJ Hogue. And then it's pick and pop for the big fella. We saw that in Phoenix, Arizona. They ran that play as he piled on 35 in that one. And he hits a big one there for a 4-point lead.
Well, Jenna Hayes spoke to us pre-game and said that Adam Ford joked about all the injuries. DJ Hogue had the sore back from carrying the offense, and he's had to do it again tonight. Brian Brockhoff, 26 points, 9 of 16 shooting, and he's just continuing on in super form.
Yeah, just efficient out there tonight. He's been left open at times. You scratch your head out in transition, he's finding some easy ones he can just step into, and look, he's got all the confidence in the world in himself, and such a smooth operator, never looks rushed, plays his own pace and shoots the ball so effectively.
Is he all NBL first team?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's going to be listed as one of the outside guys. You would have cast some votes, so we'll keep you maybe out of this conversation. There's the shot chart, 26, 4 of 10 from long range. Another highly efficient night, 100% from the stripe, getting that done, and he's not finished just yet. But yeah, I think he is. I got Cooks and what have I got? Cooks and Creek in the front court as the inside guys. Walton Jr., Cotton, and that man right there, rounding out the All-NBL first team. Rowdy's shaking his head, saying that's not what I voted for.
A big sauce. You forget that old big sauce up there.
Big sauce.
Big sauce.
Cooks and sauce, is it? Is that
no. Creek sauce.
Creek and sauce.
Oh no, Cooks.
Creek and sauce. Ryan Brockhoff at the
and he can do it defensively too. A couple of block shots. We know he's top 3 in the league. And here he is with the ball in hand. Wardenberg's been the hot hand as well tonight, but met from Galloway.
Showing off the hops there. But going back to the voting, it's so difficult to narrow it down. There's been some great performances. You know, it just depends what you weigh more, whether it's stats, whether it's ladder position, game games played, there's so many different variables, but it's not easy for anyone. So it's probably a good thing you can't vote for your own team, because a few Phoenix boys would have got some extra votes.
Galloway again almost got a hand on it, but Qual finishes. It's back to 2 points. And a really low turnover game from both sides. Well, high quality. 6 turnovers for the Snakes and 8 for the 36ers. Who are usually pretty high in the competition, as Cleveland, not the man you want to leave wide open. He's smoking.
Snuck it in. Antonius Cleveland, his defender just went to sleep there, helping out in the paint. Cleveland now 4 of 6 from long range.
Scott, hands off to McCall, draws the foul. Another big hit, and these are going to be crucial free throws.
CJ Bruton's got his assistants having a look at that one. Here it is, the help from Scott as he sinks into the paint, and then, ooh, just snuck that one in. And here, the wall-up contest from Cleveland. Not going to challenge. McCall to the stripe.
Makes the first.
Wide touch. Touch. Touch.
What an important game this is. New Zealand looking on. Adelaide can keep their finals hopes alive. Minute 45 to go. McCarron, been hardly sighted, finds Detch, lets it fly, couldn't finish. McCall wanted to go one-on-one with Galloway, turnover. And they can make them pay. Detch wide open this time. Again. 1 of 5 for Sunday Detch.
2 really good looks. Really good looks for Sunday Detch. They didn't go down. Could have really opened this thing up. Look at the hustle there.
Love to see that. Coaches love to see that.
Just couldn't get it to fall. We just heard Coach Adam Ford say to his team, attack, get to the free throw line now, so they can draw some fouls. Shot well from the free throw line tonight, the Cairns Taipans.
Expect him to go back to playing through or get in a catch for DJ Hogue. There's Robert Franks up close and personal with Tajir McCall. Good mates.
52 points between Wardenberg and Hogue.
just giving him a little, almost a little late game cuddle, no arms.
What are you looking to see here, Ryan? What do you want to see Cairns get into?
Just something on the rim. They're down 3, plenty of time left. So just get a good look, get something on the rim. Obviously put the ball in DJ's hands, let him go to work, and yeah, that's a tough one.
Good hustle from McCarron.
Hands.
Oh. Great defense from the Taipans. Heads-up play from Shannon Scott.
What a read from Scott. Saw the pressure from McCall. Run and jump, steal and bucket.
Season on the line for the 36ers. A top 2 spot on the line for the Taipans. Clark, high off the glass.
Tough finish. Tough finish. Quick up and in with the right. Great job. Just got the defense off-footed. kissed it off the glass, and now it's that 3-point margin. Still plenty of time for the Snakes. Don't have to shoot the 3 right here, but expect them to put it back into DJ Hoag's hands. He's their guy in big moments in fourth quarters. Has come through for them time and time again over the course of the season. McCall will advance, but Hoag will get a catch.
Wardenberg attacks the glass. Galloway, he's had some good moments defensively. He thinks he got to a ball.
Well, they haven't used their challenge.
Timeout's been called. Ooh, they might just have a look at this. The Adelaide coaching staff.
It was a good call, good play call from Adam Ford. The threat of DJ Hoag, the defense was focused on him, so they go to Wardenberg towards the rim.
They will challenge the call.
Yeah, we're all saying the same thing. It's going to Hoag and use him as a bit of decoy and get down on the rim. This will be an interesting call.
Clean up top. Did he get him on the head, just like the earlier one with Daniel Johnson? Their feet got tangled after the fact. I think that's clean.
It will just be not whether he got the ball, but whether there was a contact with that high arm on the head of Wardenberg. The bicep of Galloway. There it looked like he didn't.
Yeah, you can't see it, but maybe in that faint one, that's tough one for the replay center.
There's contact there, but I'm not sure that's the call.
Doesn't look like he makes contact with the head.
This is going to be tough to overturn, I would think.
Yeah.
For which contact?
Is it, Liam, are you overturning this?
I think I think this would be successful for me.
Coach's challenge is successful.
There you
There's
go.
no call on the play. We restart with a jump ball.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
I wish. That's big.
Huge.
He kept it up his sleeve. CJ Bruton, he kept it holstered a couple of times in this fourth quarter, and then this is a big one. Turns into a jump ball mid-court.
It's almost the perfect time to use the coach's challenge. Well done, CJ Bruton. And they will get the crucial possession.
Oh, turnover.
Another turnover. Do they settle for the 3? They go for the 2. Couldn't finish. And now they're forced to foul.
Oh, my goodness.
Drama galore at the end here.
They were a little loose with it right here. Tries to split it, but Hoag was waiting. And he had McCall, went to Scott. They're down 3. Too hard off the backboard.
I think he got tripped. The feet got tangled as he was heading in for the layup. So he couldn't stop his momentum at all or get any lift out of the legs, and that's always a hard one for the referees to see.
And so that was just the second, that was the fourth team foul on the Taipans. So no free throws here. Adelaide do have a timeout to advance it, but they're not going to use it. Throw it in from the backcourt. Cairns will look to force a turnover or foul.
And they immediately foul. And it's Cleveland. He's only a 67% free throw shooter on the season, but he certainly had the hot hand tonight. 11 of 18 shooting for his 27 points. He's set the tone. He's been awesome. 7 rebounds, 3 assists.
Confirming the 3 throw shooter is 1.
And these are clutch free throws. Just 1 from 1 tonight for him. He's long to make it a 2-possession game. Here we go.
Oh, my.
And it's going to finish in a steal and a turnover. And the 36ers, their season is still alive.
What a remarkable way for that game to finish.
The crowd is stunned. Cairns have coughed one up at home. Tajir McCall is battered and bruised. He tried his heart out again, but they have let one slip and opened the door wide open for the New Zealand Breakers to finish top 2.
Wild result. Upset many didn't see coming. Big result for Adelaide. Tough loss. And we thought we were up for a grandstander here, and then Antonius Cleveland goes for the steal. No whistle, ball pops loose, and that's the ball game.
That is a risky play from Cleveland. Yes, Cards would go to the free throw line just for 2, but there was still plenty of time on the clock.
And look, the other side of that is if you're up 3 in that situation, a lot of teams will want to foul and say, hey, no opportunity to tie the game. We'll send you to the free throw line and take it from there. But he went for the ball.
Had to be Antonius Cleveland, the reigning defensive player of the year. He's in contention again, but it was his offense tonight. The Foot Locker player of the game, 27 points, 7 rebounds. We need to take a break, and we'll be back to dissect this one and what it means for the finals. It was the 36ers, an upset by 3 points. Well, what a terrific game of basketball at the Cairns Convention Centre. It came down to the final play. Antonius Cleveland went for the steal, and the Cairns lose by 3 points. They led at every break. They led by 1 at quarter time, 3 at half time, 2 at three-quarter time, but when it mattered most, it was the Adelaide 36ers that got the job done.
What a crazy last few minutes. What a wild final play. This game had everything. It had highs, it had lows, it had dunks, it had huge changes in momentum. It was a fun game to watch, and the Cairns are going to be disappointed. They let that one slip, and now it's not in their control anymore where they finished.
Yeah, it's not. It's now the New Zealand Breakers. If they win both their remaining games, they'll finish second, and
And congratulations to the Sydney Kings. They clinched top spot. The regular season championship goes to Sydney as a result of this one. And Antonius Cleveland, big plays late. That one from Shannon Scott made things very, very interesting. And then what a bizarre last possession. Antonius Cleveland might be the only guy in the league to try that play in that moment. And he forced the turnover. And there you see the numbers. 52% from the field, 50% from three from the Adelaide 36ers. So what a terrific result for them after that big, long 9-day break.
And what that means for the Cairns Taipans, destiny is no longer in their own hands. It's now the New Zealand Breakers. If they can win their 2 remaining games and they play Illawarra and Brisbane, they will secure that second spot. As you said, Sydney have now sewn up officially top spot. It does still give Adelaide 36ers a real sniff, just a slight sniff. They needed probably a bigger percentage booster, but it technically does keep them alive. And, well, there's still plenty to play out with United and South East Phoenix. The Perth Wildcats have got 2 huge games to come. We're still no clearer, Liam. We're 5 days out now from the end of the home and away season, and we still don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, we're getting a little clearer. The Kings are going to be first. We know that officially. The Breakers now, big chance to get second spot. And you're right, the 36ers, the tiniest glimmer of hopes still for them alive this season.
And what a wild NBL23 it has been, and it just continues on. Thank you, Ryan Brockhoff. Enjoy sitting back for the weekend and watching every other team do battle and see where you finish up. Liam, still plenty of basketball. Round 18 kicks off tomorrow night. It was a wonderful game here, and it was the Adelaide 36ers with the upset, defeating the Cairns Taipans by 3 points in a beauty.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
There's some paperwork in that. I was like, oh, cameras give me every bit of it. It's very physical material. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What happened at the end there? Cleveland, was he just pushing on or something? He tried to avoid. So what's that? Likely the first week of playoffs now, right? Sorry? It's likely. So New Zealand have to drop both down, right, for us to stay in second. That's right. But they've got Illawarra and Brisbane. Yeah. But big enough to lose. Playing for contracts. Literally. Yeah, well that's the thing. Adelaide can't manage. Like all games over, they're really close. Yeah, the league is in just extremely good position. Oh my God, it's just so good. It's good when it's all like it's more balanced rather than just a couple of teams at the top end. And runaways by 30, 40 points. Yeah. You don't want a grand final like that, do you? No, nothing worse. Not good for the sport at all. But that might, momentum's a big